People always ask if the Walker catalytic converter is worth it compared to the stock unit or those universal knockoffs you find for $99. Usually, you just want your check engine light off and to pass emissions without selling a kidney. The Walker has been building these things forever, and they aren't chasing Tesla-level innovation here. Their stuff is basically, let's solve it so you don't get a $1,200 bill from the dealer. And, for the most part, they nail that task. Installation is supposed to be direct fit, but let's not pretend every bolt on a 200k mile Civic comes off like a YouTube how-to. Pre-soak those bolts in penetrating oil and have a breaker bar, unless you want a reality check mid-job. Main pain point? Fitment. About 83% of people say it slides on like an IKEA shelf, but there's always that unlucky 17%. These are the folks sending me blurry photos of exhaust pipes misaligned enough to start a new geometric proof. Performance-wise, you aren't bolting on 10 extra horsepower or making the car sound like a jet. The Walker will help your tailpipe emissions drop and quiet down noisy exhaust leaks, which is what actually matters when inspection day comes around. Numbers count. The catalytic converter is responsible for reducing up to 90% of your car's harmful emissions. The Walker does its job, no more, no less, but that's a massive environmental difference compared to running without one or with a hollowed-out can. Durability matters. While dealer OEM might get you 100,000 plus miles, Walker seems to clock in reliably at 30,000 to 60,000, which, for under $300, isn't a bad trade-off if your car isn't destined for classic status anyway. A super common headache is that check engine light still popping up even after replacing a bad cat. Sometimes it's a lazy O2 sensor or a leaky exhaust upstream, not the converter's fault. Don't blame Walker for your Toyota's midlife crisis. Noise. If your old cat was completely rusted through, the Walker will be miles quieter. If you had the tin can maraca sound, swapping in a new Walker is a dramatic quality of life upgrade your neighbors will thank you for. Warranty-wise, Walker backs most cats with a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty, which is frankly better than a lot of the other budget options. Not a lifetime pass, but plenty long for the average used Corolla that just needs to pass the DEQ. A pro tip: order gaskets and hardware with your Walker cat. Trust me, you do not want to be standing in the driveway realizing the old hardware is welded tighter than a bank vault, and the new part didn't come with anything. Here's the kicker. If your state does visual inspections, Walker's OE-style appearance is a blessing. No shiny universal fit label that screams DIY job here. The inspector just shrugs and passes you through. That's the kind of invisibility you want in life. Bottom line, Walker catalytic converters aren't glamorous, but they're affordable, usually fit, and keep you from breathing in your own exhaust. Do yourself a favor and get your codes read before buying, but if you need a middle path fix, Walker's hard to beat.